back to Fiends on Toast, episode number 168. My name is John James, and I'm joined as always by...
Lauren Cahalan.
Did I get the episode right?
Yep.
Chapeau, nailed it in one.
Chapeau is right.
I'm in absolutely phenomenal mood. You know what I can really go for now? And we do it really well as Irish people, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think we dominate it, but I think we do it really well.
Okay.
I'd love a good parade now.
A parade, yeah.
They're my favourite thing.
Yeah.
I love going to them. I've been in one. I was in the shortest Paddy's Day parade in Ireland, which is in Dripsey.
It's actually, I don't think it actually happens anymore, which is sad.
One of the pubs closed.
No, that kind of makes sense, I suppose.
But it's out the front door, one pub, in the front door of another pub.
Yeah.
I was driving a blue electric scooter at the time. Great fun.
You were
Electric
15 or 16
moped.
at the time.
I was 20... No, I was about 14, I'd say, maybe less. I was less years old. But I love a parade.
Yeah, parades are good, like.
The vibes, you know.
You've never said anything against a parade either, which is good.
No. Parades are, I think, my favourite thing every year.
I kind of love that you nearly just amalgamated the word pride and parade into one.
Well, that like the reason I love Pride so much is because they have parades.
And you love the LGBT community as well.
Nah, take it or leave it. But then they put on some, dare I say it, fabulous parades.
Yes, I agree.
Fabulous parades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
So I just wanted to say that I love parades.
So do you think you'll kind of find yourself at a St. Patrick's Day parade next year?
I just want to recreate it now, to be honest.
We can go outside and do a parade if you want.
What's the minimum people you need for a parade?
I don't know. Maybe that's actually a very good question, you know.
Yeah. I'll look it up. Listen, I'm gagging for a parade now, so I am.
Did you see the TikTok that popped up, it came on my For You page, of the Americans who accidentally drove through the parade in Galway?
No.
Yeah, that made me laugh a lot. Because they were just like, what the fuck is going on? It reminded me of the scene in Derry Girls where they accidentally drive into the orange
march.
Yeah.
Can I just say that I still think parades are the biggest waste of time that's ever happened. I just wanted to do a lovely little call back at the start of the episode.
That's okay. That's all right. How was your week?
Oh, great. I had a great week. I actually genuinely am in a good mood.
You were? Yeah. You walked in. I hit you with some political talk the minute you walked in the door.
Yeah, I walked in the door and Lauren was like, what do you think of black people? And I was like, okay, can I sit down? Can I sit down first? Yeah. But no, we got here.
Can you just redact that note that I did not ask that question, by the way?
Lauren did not ask that question.
No, I did not.
But it was. I walked into the door to some heavy.
I was like, what do you think of this?
I nearly said interrogation, but it wasn't. It was just like, did you hear? And I'm like, oh, I did hear.
Yeah. And then I was hitting straight facts.
Yeah.
So yeah. And everyone knows what we're talking about, but we're not going to talk about that because it's too many people are talking about it.
Too many people are talking about it. It has become not delicious.
Yeah.
So I find it really funny. Funny is the wrong word, and it's also the right word. Myself and yourself, I'm pretty sure we have like the same political views and ideologies and stuff. But I am so bad at explaining myself when it comes to literally everything that we end up arguing or having mini arguments. But we're on the same page. Yep. But I'm reading the book upside down. I'm like, Lauren, Lauren, you're not fucking listening. You're like, John, what I'm trying to say
wrong.
is
you're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah.
But like, and then you'll explain yourself, and I'm like, that's what I was saying, and you're like, that's not what you said at all.
Also, it's because you don't consume the news very much. So when I hit you with something, you're like, oh yeah, but like, what about this? And I'm like, no, like that happened years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Lauren's like, listen, I don't think McGregor should win in the White House, and I'm like, yeah, but when's he going to get there?
Yeah. You're like, but what? Like,
when's that ever going to happen? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. My favourite part was when a reporter said to Conor McGregor, the Taoiseach said that you don't speak for Ireland, and he was like, how dare you? I employ 200 people. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because you employ people doesn't mean you're not a racist.
And Micheál Martin probably employs more than 200 people illegally off the books than like
yeah, he has 200 housekeepers.
Yeah.
Pass it on. Just peddling misinformation.
He has it down as like printing expenses, but it's actually just like 200 housekeepers.
It is. They're just like they all have their own cabinet
in his 4-bedroom house in Douglas.
Yeah.
He's 200 housekeepers on rotation.
Yeah. You do not know that?
No. He's got 3 personal chefs, but he never eats at home.
Yeah, no, we're just we'll just pepper a bit of misinformation throughout the podcast.
They just cook for each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that.
They cook for the cleaners. And
I like that.
Yeah.
Joe, be my idea of hell
Go on.
is if I lived in like a house share.
Yep, full stop.
But
You do.
they do
You're
this
just married
thing-
to your housemate.
Yeah, but like we don't live in a house share. Like, you know, he's my whole ass husband.
You share the house with Teddy.
Teddy owns the house.
True.
And we just live in it. You know, if it was one of those house shares where everybody gets on like communally and they're like, oh, I'm going to do the dinner on Tuesday, and you come in, it's like a lentil soup or something.
You just spurred something on in my brain.
Okay, he's like, I don't. It's like I don't want to talk about this anymore.
How does this sound for you?
Okay, right.
Okay. It's along the same line. I'm not being like,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway, I went to the shop
Okay,
yesterday.
have you
and I got
ever
a
seen a
cornetto.
grey squirrel? Like, it's ridiculous. There's a place in Alaska
Okay.
where all the town live in one building.
Okay.
200 people.
like me, Hall Martin's house.
Yeah, it's me, Hall Martin's. It's 200 people living in one building.
Okay.
The school is across the road, but you have to access it by a tunnel because it snows in Alaska a lot. So
Thanks for
there's
letting me know.
200 people living in this one building. The doctors is there, all the shops are there. They're
Okay.
in the one building.
Okay.
Traffic is elevators. Like if you need to get to work 2 floors down and you're waiting on the elevator and stuff like. And apparently when they want to socialise, they just hang out in the lift because someone's bound to get in because they all know each other. How does that sound?
Horrendous.
Yeah.
That sounds like hell on earth for me. That feels like I'm being trapped.
Yeah. Doesn't it sound like the worst thing ever?
It does. I need to be able to move.
Yeah.
You know. Also, you see, I feel like I'm a really bad person to ask that question to because like I basically don't leave this apartment anymore because I work from home.
But if you want to go to the shop, you don't just
Oh, I
walk
always
down
go
the
to the
stairs.
Well,
Well, if you want to go, if you want to go to the doctors, you don't just take the lift up
No.
3 floors and
No.
yeah.
Speaking of lifts, I'm watching Severance, and I know you finished it, and I'm on season 2, episode 7, and I know everyone's currently watching it, so I'm not giving away any spoilers. But I just want to say, it might be the best TV show I've ever watched. In fact, I'm looking for clues in literally every scene, and I'm putting my phone away. You're afraid to talk in case you say something that you shouldn't.
No, I just wasn't moved on from your horror story
Oh yeah, sorry.
just yet.
But you had said lifts.
Yeah. There's lifts in that show.
Yeah.
That is a very good
That's
point.
not a spoiler.
So your idea of hell is someone saying to you while you're out at work, I'll cook dinner, and you get home and it's fucking chickpeas and grass.
Yeah, but also it's not even the content of the dinner. It's like I don't want to talk to people
When you get in from
when I
work.
get home from. I'm like,
Do you know what I'd hate is about a big house share? Do you know, you like I've often heard people like, and they're living in a house with 5-6 other people. Is like when I want to do something,
yeah,
I want to do it right fucking now.
Yep.
So if I'm sitting down watching TV and I'm like, I'm hungry,
yeah,
right now is when I want to cook my fucking dinner.
yeah,
And if I walked into the kitchen and it was like, oh, Mary's using the fucking stove and the air fryer,
Donna's using
and Donna's next, and then Liam is actually using the air fryer after that, I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking kill the whole lot of you
with a knife.
with 3 knives. I had food at home today for the first time I'd say in about 2 months.
What you have?
Chicken and potatoes and beans.
Okay.
I just thought of that as well.
Pudding and beans.
I've had nothing but takeaway for about 2 months.
Okay. How do you feel?
Have you ever stood on a slug?
Yeah.
Roughly around the same as that.
Yeah. How I feel when I stand on the slug, or how the slug feels when I stand on the slug.
How the slug looks when you stand on the slug is how
Okay.
I feel.
Okay.
So how shares? Bad idea.
Like, you know, they're a necessary evil for a lot of people around our age, so I'm not saying, but it's just like,
You'd hate it.
Yeah, and like, I couldn't imagine cleaning somebody else's piss.
What? Is that a what?
Just, I mean, like, what I'm actually trying to say is clean the toilet, but you know.
Oh no, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you know. You know, people are fucking weird as well. Like, you know, they be kind of one of these people who like dries tea bags or something. Do you know what I mean?
I know someone who moved into a house before, and they went and met everyone first,
Yeah.
and they laid out that they were a night person,
Okay.
and they like to play games at night and stuff. And then one of their
Imagine like
what kind of games?
dodgeball,
Yeah.
solo dodgeball.
I like to take pictures of people while they're sleeping at night. and Scrabble.
What would be another weird night game for you to play on your own in your room?
Mousetrap.
Yeah.
It's really noisy and clinky. Like
What's the donkey one?
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. I love playing Buckaroo in the night.
Yeah, I play Hungry Hungry Hippos hard styles. It's like or Bop It.
Bop it through a speaker.
I'm a 3 a.m. Bop It fiend. So
so you better watch out.
And the person who's living in the house already was like, listen, when I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like dead to the world. I think the person who was in the room above me before, I literally never heard them.
Yeah.
When I'm out, I'm out. So don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
And so my friend was like, yeah, I'll move in. A couple of the timeline's probably off, but not long after anyway, there was complaints.
Yeah.
Your chair is rolling around upstairs, waking me up. And my friend was like, it's on a mat, like.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Fair enough. If that's waking you up, no problem.
Yeah.
Changed the wheels on the chair to rollerblade wheels because they're quiet. You can do that.
Wow.
They're not actually rollerblade, they're that type of wheel. It's a rubber wheel.
Going to Fitzgerald Park.
Just 4 roller skates on the bottom of your chair.
Barbie ones as well, or something like really like fluorescent.
With My Little Pony. 4 different ponies for each leg. Then it was, you're talking very loud.
Right.
So we all knew then when we were gaming online that 11 o'clock was shush time and he had to talk quieter because the roommate was complaining. The next complaint was about his desk fan. Do you know how not noisy a desk fan is? And I'm not talking now a big whole ass fan. This fan
like a
was
USB one, like.
Yeah. The fan is about the size of a fucking small saucer.
Mm-hmm.
Your fan's too loud. At what point is it okay to shit into someone's pillowcase? Like, I would have lost my mind. Like,
yeah, no.
and he did, moved out because of that. He's like, fuck you, like, this is ridiculous.
That's like, like at some point you need to buy a pair of AirPods.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Listen to the sound of the whales or something. Like, do you
but
know
also,
what I mean?
like, I told you I game at night and you said you're a heavy sleeper.
Don't worry about it.
You have to be the lightest fucking sleeper anyone has ever met in their whole entire life. When you, like, if someone blinks in the house, can you hear that? What are you, Daredevil, like?
In some situations, I feel like you decide that you're going to be annoyed about something, and then it's like 90% of the time I don't hear Tom chewing, but when I hear him chewing, I'm like, oh my god, and like I decide, yeah, and yeah, but like it's actually not. It's literally anybody. Like if anybody is chewing near me, I'm like, oh my god, you know.
I like sometimes slurping really loudly for comedic effect, and the intended target is always like ha ha ha, but you can always tell there's like one person in the room who's looking at me like, if you don't stop that now, I'm going to drown you.
Yeah. I'm really weird about mouth noises.
Like speaking?
No, like, you know, somebody who goes when they're eating. Do you ever hear that? I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Can you
stop being a human?
Yeah. Can you cease?
Yeah, Teddy eating his food is like the cutest thing in the world then.
Well, dogs like, making a crunch is the best.
It's so cute.
I try to find the crunchiest things I can to give Kevin.
Yeah.
Dried bananas work a treat.
Kevin is a local child.
Yeah. Kevin's my neighbour's child. He's got 3 teeth and I like to exercise those teeth by giving him dried shavings of banana. No, my sister's dog.
Kevin is a local child is like one of the funniest things ever.
Just
Kevin is a local child.
Just a random 4-year-old I like to feed bananas to. But yeah, you can get dried banana. It's like an alternative to crisps for fucking weirdos. Like who the fuck's like, I love a bag of Walkers, and they find a bag of banana chips and they're like, this will hit the spot.
Perfect.
Like
Tom buys them sometimes and I'm like please get out of my home. Like, and it was really funny. Years ago, Tom has a younger brother, and
he still does.
I said has.
Years ago, Tom had a younger brother.
But yeah, sorry. Tom has a younger brother, and years ago we were in his house looking after him, and knock on the door. It was clearly a child, and the child came into the house anyway, really nice, and like was chatting away, and he was like, "Would you like one of these?" And I was like, "No," and I was like, "Okay." It was the banana chips. And I was like, that's the bitchiest thing I've ever done to a child. He was like, hi, would you like one of these? And I was like, no, you little freak.
Get out of my face, loser.
Yeah, it's like, where are the real crisps?
Yeah, hey, Tom's younger brother, you are not allowed to be friends with this child anymore.
I'm sorry,
He's
go
a freak. Yeah, if I've never seen Tom eating them, I would make fun of them of him if I did.
Yeah.
We only buy them for Kevin.
And poor Tom has to eat them like he can't.
In a different
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom has to drive down to Cargill to eat his banana chips.
Does. Yeah, I can hear it in the walls. I
It's
know
loud. That's why I like giving them to Kevin.
I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I love that. Like,
why?
and if he's just relaxing, like sleep on the couch, like I'll get like 5 or 6 of them, and I'll walk over to whoever he's sleeping next and just hand them to them, and I'm like, feed him them so I can so I can listen.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's kind of like an ASMR kind of situation. So it like scratches your brain the right way.
No, it's just funny.
Okay, right, okay.
I like giving him as well things that are too big for him to eat in one go, so he has to be like, you can see it going into his cheeks, and I'm like, you stupid little bitch, you're not supposed to use your cheeks. You're a dog.
Yeah. I do love when I find a treat for Teddy that he just, he's enjoying so much his ears are back.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the best moment of my whole life. I can't believe I'm eating this treat. Yeah. It's the little things like me, you never get chocolate.
Did I ever tell you Steph,
my ears going back.
Steph went on holidays before, and I had to feed Kevin. It was my job to go up and feed the dog. And I went up, and she was like, his tablets are over here. There's only one left.
Yeah.
So don't mind that. It's fine. I'll get more. And I was like, cool. So I went over, and he's really funny about taking tablets. You have to really trick him. And the tablets are like these tiny little white things you have to hide into like fucking peanut, or like not peanut butter. He actually doesn't like that for some reason, but like wrap it in cheese or something.
Yeah.
And I went over anyway, found a little, what are they called? The things where you burst them out, like a bubble of tablets. I don't know.
The blister pack?
A blister pack. There was one tablet in it, and I was like, that must be it. And I'd never given it to him before, so I took it out, barely put anything on it, and I gave it to him. He swallowed it. Steph rings me the next day, and she's like, you never gave him his tablet. And I was like, no, I definitely did. I for sure did, because I gave it to him separate for his dinner, so I did give it to him. And she was like, no, you didn't. I have it in my hand. And I was like, well, there must have been 2 left. She's like, no, there was only 1 left. I gave the dog a Nexium. A full-ass, big-ass Nexium. But the packet was in Spanish, so I didn't know it was a fucking Nexium.
It's a fucking, like, anti-heartburn medication.
But the tablets are about the size of a fucking baby finger. They're huge. Like, he just swallowed it, no bother.
He was like, oh, unreal. He was fine.
Like, what's this treat? No, don't, like, you can give dogs antacids, but, like, don't. And, like, you can give them specific doses.
Oh, yeah. John's like, please don't kill your dogs.
Yeah, don't kill, like, I was straight, like, before she had finished the sentence, I was already Googling his Nexium toxic for dogs, like. It's not good for him. He did have the squirties for a while afterwards, but I was just like, how did I manage to give him a whole ass fucking Nexium?
But he won't take like a dog tablet.
He won't take a tablet that's the fucking that size of a slice of pea. Like,
I think people are so mad. Like people go rogue with medication for dogs. They'd be like, oh, he didn't seem so well, so I gave him half a paracetamol. I'm like, fucking hell. Like, is that okay? Like,
yeah, we give Kevin paracetamol.
Oh my god.
The vet says you can. Like,
oh my god.
Not if he's just off. Like, if there's a reason to give it to him, like, he'll tell you when he's in pain, because he's a whingy little bitch. Like, but like,
yeah, like his uncle.
Yeah, terrible patient.
And he loves parades as well.
She got this new thing from, actually, I keep meaning to tell you. It's like, do you know the cones of shame you put on the dog when they get their like fucking nards cut or whatever, like, so they can't be eating themselves. It's one of them, but you plug it in and it gives off this red light. Okay. It looks like something now that you'd also find a hippie wearing. Okay. One of these people who's like, I'm off grid, and they're walking around wearing a red light mask or something. Okay. As soon as Steph puts it on him, he passes out. Oh. It's like an anxiety thing. Yeah, like, to be fair, we've got massive issues with Ted. Like, he never sleeps. But I'll find out where she got it, because you pointed like he was asleep. He's not even in the room. I thought he was there, but he's not. Yeah. But it's for the anxiety. Oh yeah, he does get anxiety, alright. She just throws it onto him, and he just can't keep his eyes open. It's brilliant. That's good. Okay, thank you. Yep. There you go. I forgot we were talking. That was dog update. Dog update of the week. I completely don't
Kevin
know.
is a local child.
Kevin, yeah, I put a dog going on a local child and he fell asleep. It was mad. I have absolutely no idea what we were talking about.
No, I can't remember. We were talking about house shares and then...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Severance.
That's what I meant to get back to.
Yeah. Wait, right, okay. Don't say anything about the show itself, right? But do you think it's the best TV show you've watched in like the last 5 years?
Can I give people the premise of the show, or is that spoilery?
Yeah, you can give the premise.
So the premise of the show, first of all, is that people go to work, their brain like switches. So they've got an outside them and a work them, and the work them only ever is in work, and the outside them is only like they go into the elevator at 9 o'clock, and it's 5:30. They get back out.
Yeah, they have no idea what they do.
Exactly.
But
the work person gets out of the elevator at 9 o'clock. They work all day and get back in at 5. And it's 9 o'clock again. So they don't get to experience
anything but work. Yeah.
Outside or sleep or whatever, or anything like that. I think if they tweaked it a little bit. If they just tweaked it a little bit, like if I could do week on, week off.
John doing X's and O's and Severance.
If I could do X's and O's and Severance, I'd be all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have no problem just working for a week, and then I have a full week off, no work.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what the people working in like Eli Lilly'd have, isn't it?
I've done shift work.
That's whenever they go, someone goes, I work shift. I'm like, oh, so you're one of those people who works 3 days and off 4, like.
So, but see, every 6 weeks, then they have 6 days on in a row.
That's actually.
But also after 6 weeks, then they have a week off. It is good. But where was I doing that? I did it in Dell and in Apple, and both of those jobs I wanted to get sick all over the place all of the time. So, but yeah, if I could do week on, week off Severance, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I would sign up in a minute, drill into my brain, go for it.
You know that I'd be pure panicking like the whole time. So I couldn't be severed.
You couldn't do it because on your week off you'd still be trying to go to work. Just to check. Just to make sure everything's going all right.
Yeah.
But the show, I actually watched it. Loads of people were telling me to watch it, and I was like, that doesn't work for me.
But you had to come to that conclusion
I was like,
absolutely.
fuck off. Stop telling me to do things. But I read a thing then, and it said that the last episode of season 1 of Severance is the best episode of TV anyone has ever made. Like, full stop.
Yeah. If I had had an Apple Watch on, I reckon my heart rate would have been like through the fucking roof. I was just like I was like gasping for breath every 5 seconds because like it was just like, oh, so tense, so good.
I've never been more confused and also less confused ever watching a show.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Like, I get what's happening, but I also fully don't get what's happening.
It's really funny. I text John and I was like, something's just after happening in an episode we watched, and Tom and I literally went like, we've never audibly done that watching a TV show before. Like, I can tell you, like, you like even when you're watching Breaking Bad, I used to be like, fuck it, that's mad.
Jeez, he's after shooting your man.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That was it. But this was like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
So, do you know what I think some of it might be is that I was watching it on my own and I'd no one to be like, oh my fucking God, did you just see that? But
also,
I think
I was watching it with fucking Jason Information. So like he was like, he was like, oh, did you see that? That actually relates back to that thing. And I was like, how the fuck did you notice that? I know nothing. I literally, like, I'm an empty vessel. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as in, like, I'm just like...
When they wake up from being severed, that's you.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. Yeah.
What's your eye colour? I have the clue. Name any location ever, Jason.
No. Yeah.
Like, name any place in the world ever that's ever existed. If you can point on the globe, name it, and you're like...
Athenry.
George Foreman.
George Foreman. Oh, ripped the goat.
What?
He died yesterday.
Stop.
He died yesterday, yeah. No, not messing.
You have to be messing, because why would I?
You probably saw it on your like feed or something like that. But yeah, he did die yesterday. He has like 6 children or something, and they're called George. They're just all
George Foreman.
Imagine. Isn't it funny how he created this like really cool grill? I know he was a boxer, obviously. But
oh my God, he died yesterday.
He did. Yeah, he created this really cool grill for to make like, you know, chicken breasts and make meals more healthy. And then everyone was like, I'm going to use it for toasties.
He didn't make the grill, you know that.
Well, like, you know, like I didn't.
He wasn't like, I've got a really good idea. Some like the people who made the grill were like, we want. They actually, I think Mike Tyson turned it down.
Oh my God. because like it was like a 2000s thing. You'd be like, take out
I still have a George Foreman at home.
Yeah, my mum has one, and she'd be like, I made the sausages in the George.
Yeah.
That's what she'd say.
They were class though. You know, you get these
Oh.
flat sausages. You're like, you're like,
unbelievable.
oh my god! And then
Unbelievable.
McDonald's started doing flat sausages, and you're like, fuck off and get a life. What
Get
are you
your
doing? Like,
own thing.
Yeah.
Like.
you just put them into George Foreman, assholes.
Yeah. Also, I saw someone like doing a video about the George, like, you know, just like it was a video on TikTok, and someone was like, George Foreman ran so the air fryers could fly, and I was like, that's so true.
Yeah.
Everyone had a George Foreman.
Yeah.
And I used to do like sausages, rashers, black and white pudding on it.
Not you couldn't doing it. And I like remember people like, do you know the way it was slanted? People would like put things under the legs to make it flat and put eggs on it. I'm like, lads, just use a pan.
Yeah.
Like,
at this point.
At what point do you use a pan?
Yeah. Okay.
You can't cook the fat out of an egg using the George Foreman.
You can't cook the fat of it. And it was actually, it came at the perfect time because everyone was obsessed with losing weight. Like, you know, this was the time where everyone started buying Lolo. Do you know what I mean? So
it was the lean, mean grilling machine.
It was the lean, mean, fat grilling machine.
Fat reducing grilling or something stupid anyway. But
I think it was the lean, mean, fat grilling machine.
Surely it wasn't the fat grilling machine. Like it was the. I'm pretty sure it was the fat reducing grilling machine.
But anyway, ripped to the goat.
I didn't know he died.
I love that. That's how you found out. I was like, rip.
Why did I pluck that name out of the ether as well?
And I don't know what we were talking about. That's the thing.
Oh my god.
We were talking about Severance, but I don't know why you said George Foreman. That's something that there's someone listening to this now screaming at us like.
Do you know what? They're screaming two things. First of all, they're screaming, this is what you were talking about, dickheads. And secondly, they're screaming that both of you have fucking neurospiciness going on.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to say that if, you know, I am a pure roll your eyes when it comes to, you know, people recommending TV shows. John is gone. Like, he is in a different universe. But I am the kind of person that when someone says, oh, you have to watch The Wire, it's class, I'm like, fuck off, I'm never going to watch that now because you recommended it. But I came up with the idea myself when we were sitting here one night, we were on Apple TV and I was like, let's watch Severance. And because I came up with the idea, it's the best thing ever. So if you're listening to this being like, recommendation, fuck off, I'm telling you, it's actually worth watching.
Yeah. That's very familiar, people telling you to watch things that you won't do because they tell you that's
sounds like something you do.
I've seen it before somewhere.
Yeah, like someone literally is like,
I'm not telling you to do this either.
Yeah.
Just want you to know that if you're looking for, if you're ever sitting here and there's just, you want to throw something on that's just pure easy.
Yeah.
Reacher is just a really tall, really muscly man walking around shooting people.
There's actually nothing more annoying than a tall, muscly man.
Sorry, I'll leave if you want.
Okay, so I don't know if you've gotten the opposite of body dysmorphia, but
it's just called body dysmorphia.
Yeah, it's the positive.
There's
one.
no opposite.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, true. Did you do anything fun during the week?
See,
No,
I know you're just asking this because you're curious.
I'm just asking.
But when you ask me this question, I'm like, she's remembered now that I've done something and I can't, and I'm going to go no. And you're going to go, what about? Yeah, what about? You had a fucking. You can't even think of a fun thing. Hello, Ted.
Hi, Ted.
Ted came back. I've been playing golf
all week.
All week.
Oh, tell me more.
Are
you good at it?
I'm not bad at it.
Okay, well that's the starting point. Do you think you could go professional? Like,
my dad turned around to me last night and he was like, "You know, you're too old to go professional." And I was like, "That is absolute horseshit." He's like, "No, the professionals start playing when they're fucking only 4." And I'm like, "Well, that's your fault, so isn't it?"
Yeah,
like,
it is actually.
Fuck off.
You could be doing the Masters now, and instead of
not doing the
Masters. Yeah.
I started playing when I was about 15, I think. Okay. And I worked in a driving range for a while.
Yeah.
But when I was...
You love driving, don't you?
Yeah. When I was 16, 17, nobody I knew played golf.
Yeah.
So...
Because you were 16 or 17 and people were having sex, John.
It's a young person's sport now. Young people play golf now. She's absolutely delighted with herself. Like. Like, how inappropriate is it that you were like 16-year-olds are out having sex? Like, that's illegal.
I mean,
it's illegal. But yeah, nobody.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. That's because some people are girlfriends, John.
Fuck you, had a girlfriend. Like 3 of them.
They're all in Spain. They're all in Spain.
But yeah, so I was just like, well, this is clearly ridiculousness, so I stopped. But like, like young people play golf now. It's like my neighbour.
It's become cool now.
A couple
Like
of people who live
Foreman
around me
grills.
like are all young, play golf, and like today I played golf today for the first time since the summer of 2011, and most of the people were young around us.
Okay.
So I really shouldn't have given it up, but I did.
You would have gotten bored of it regardless.
Maybe, but 2 or 3 times a year I'd always go to the driving range. Or actually, a few years ago I went out playing pitch and putt with Sally and Adam.
Oh.
So it's always kind of there. And then, remember I saying a few weeks ago I was really fucking pissed off, so I went up to the driving range and just fucking absolutely...
Beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, I went up to the driving range and assaulted a young one.
No.
What?
I went up and assaulted.
Assaulted a young one, yeah, with a club. I bet her on with a club, like.
Kick one anyway.
No, I went up and hit a few balls. Remember I thought I got robbed and I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, since then I was like, you know what? It's actually just tricking yourself into doing exercise and also a bit of crack. So
Yes.
I've been to the driving range, I'd say 10 out of the last 12 days, having fun. And then I started getting a bit handier again. Like I started getting like, and I was like, you know what? Why did I ever stop doing this?
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I'm good at. It's like instruments, you know. I'm like, oh, I'll play the guitar, and I buy a guitar, and then I can't play the fucking guitar, so I stop.
Yeah.
I can play golf.
Yeah.
I can hit a decent fucking shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what now? Let's fucking cook. So I was in the driving range the last few days. I actually bought new clubs. I know you're going to look at me like, oh yeah, spend loads. I genuinely needed new clubs. The ones I have at home, as I said, are 15 years old.
Yeah.
And it's literally a handle, a big long line of rust and the head of the club. They are destroyed.
How much are golf clubs these days?
One golf club can cost you 900 more.
Yeah.
One golf club will cost you €2,000.
Mm-hmm. There want to be one sexy golf club. Am I right, boys?
You'd want to fucking walk around by itself and make you tea.
Yeah.
But I got a full set of clubs for 470.
That's very good.
Which I got a very good deal. And as I said, I can play golf, so I'm not like learning and being frustrated and I'm going to give up. I know how to play golf.
It's a great bit of exercise, though.
Yeah. So today, I went out to Blarney with Patter and Justin and Mick B, and it was my first game, as I said, since the summer of 2011, and I remember it because my dad was president at Macroom in 2011. That's the last time I was on a golf course. And I just had a great day. I didn't play terribly. I didn't play particularly fucking phenomenal either. I had a good time.
Are you going to get a membership somewhere, do you think?
That's where it gets...
They're very spinny.
Yeah.
They're very
So
spinny.
the cheapest membership around is about €900 a year.
Mm-hmm. And that's like Muskerry?
Blarney,
okay.
Muskerry's over $1,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And hard to get in, actually. I think you need to be referred or something.
Something stupid like that.
This is really good for people who are not local. Basically, we're talking about 2 different golf clubs.
Yeah. One of them is in Muskerry and the other one is in Blarney.
Mm-hmm. Which is... Anyway.
They're 2 different locations. Yeah. One of them is in point A. One of them is in point B.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I would like to get a membership somewhere. But I don't know where, to be honest. Like, my dad's a member of Macroom for the last probably fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
And it would make the most sense for me to join up there, but also Blarney's closer.
Yeah.
And cheaper.
And it's closer to the tongue sing as well.
For fact. So, it's... I don't know. I'm not going to get one for right now.
Yeah, see how you're getting on.
Maybe towards the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Because I say I would like to stick with this, but as I said, I have donkey brains and I might just give it up in 2 weeks. But I don't think I will. I am enjoying it. Like,
was it a big week in your house? Amazon Ireland launched.
Oh. I was like, it's actually shit.
Go on, tell me more.
There's nothing on it. Like, I was looking at high-vis vests.
Of course.
On the UK one, and there was like fucking pages and pages of options. And then I switched over to Amazon Ireland, and like move my membership over because it was like the app pure fucking directed me. It was like, oh, you can switch to Ireland. I was like, oh, class. And it was like, oh, you can switch your membership over and get a refund. I was like, class. They don't like. I thought it was still Amazon. Like I thought it still have access to the Amazon fucking catalog. It's not. It's only if they sell on the Irish Amazon.
Okay.
So the selection is way down, and some products they're calling it the fucking Amazon paddy tax, like a Stream Deck there. No, I'm just because it's something I'm looking at.
It was one of the first things I saw on it.
Might be €150, and then on the Irish or £150, and in the Irish Amazon it's €230 or something like. Yeah. It'll get better.
Mm-hmm. I only purchase from Amazon in like extremely desperate situations where I literally can't get it from anywhere else. I'm funny about Amazon. I think it's the instant gratification kind of situation for me too, where if I want to get something, I'm going to just buy it locally, even if it means it's more expensive. My
mother turned around to me today and she fucking threw a package up in front of me and she was like, is it something with you where you like have to order something a day? And I was like, no, it's something with me that if I see something and I need it and I'm on Amazon, I will buy it. That's where the impulse control doesn't work. Yeah. Because I have got packages like the last 4 days in a row.
Yeah. I haven't bought any in ages now. I haven't got a little package for myself in ages, and I do love getting that doorbell ring, that little burst of serotonin when I'm sitting at my desk, like, you know, wanting to cry.
Joe, I do you one better. Joe, I don't know when's the last time you ordered, but sometimes now you get a notification, you press it, and you can see the van driving around, and it's like you're 3 stops away, you're 2 stops away, your order's outside, it's delivered.
Never had that.
Your man, I'd be haunting your man. I'm standing in the driveway looking up the hill waiting for him.
Oh yeah.
I say that's me, is it?
Yeah, that's mine, is it?
Big Amazon van. I'm like, I say that's mine, is it? Of course it is. Obviously it's yours.
It is, yeah. I like, you know, when you're not like, so I can't really, I perform better at night, right? Where I'm just a bit more.
All right. Good man, Tom.
Yeah. Come on, boy. That was a sex joke. It was really funny last night.
It's the second one in this podcast, and by podcast I think I might mean from episode 1.
Someone goes to me last night, they made some joke about fingering, and I was like, but like it, you know, it was really like subtle, like innuendo, and I was like, what does that mean? And they were like and she was like, you know, that's actually a really good tactic, you know, like, you know, I tried to make you uncomfortable by saying that, and then you went to me, what does that mean? So then I had to like sit there and be like, So I'm an asshole.
You played the reverse Uno card.
Yeah, I did. That's my whole vibe. But I can't remember what I was going to say.
We're talking about Amazon.
Oh, I was talking about like being more awake at night time.
Performing at night. That's
what
you said,
performing at night. Yeah. But good one. Yeah.
Tom was behind you.
I really like my job. What just happened?
I got Tom's behind you when he was outside the door. He just went, bleh.
He just popped up, did he?
Like fucking Nosferatu in the door.
Who the fuck is Nosferatu?
Dracula.
Dracula? Like the Count? One.
Yeah, like the Count. Exactly like the Count.
Dracula. Count Dracula?
No, he's called the Count. The guy from Sesame Street is called the Count. No,
there's another guy. His name's Count Dracula.
Dracula is Count Dracula. Oh, yeah. The Sesame character is the Count, and he's a vampire because it's a play on Count Dracula. But he just counts things. Like
I told you, empty vessel. Like there's nothing going on between the ears. Like anyway, the point I was trying to make is like, despite the fact that I really love my job and like genuinely do, and I get great fulfillment for it out of it, I still hate getting up in the morning. Like, why? Nothing bad's going to happen if I get out of bed. Why do you hate
getting up in the morning?
Yeah.
Because it's terrible.
Okay, go on. Flesh it out a bit more.
These people who open their eyes and leap out of the bed, I genuinely think they might have a disease.
Okay.
Because when you wake up, I think you're supposed to be, like, waking up isn't an instant thing.
Okay.
Like, I'm waking up. It's a process. It's an ing, like. It takes me a while to wake up.
What's
waking
an ing?
Up. Waking ends in ing. You're really selling this empty between the ears thing right now. Like it's a process. It's not just supposed to be like a light switch type job.
Okay.
So these people who open their eyes and they jump out of bed and they're like, oh yeah, I'm good to go. I'm like, you have a disease of some sort. You need to fucking reel it in, like.
Okay.
Like.
Do you know anybody who just gets straight out of bed and gets on with the day?
I know people who tell me they do, but I don't believe them.
Okay.
I'm like, you need to get checked out by a doctor, a medical professional.
I think if you walked into a doctor's and said, hi, how are you? I find it too easy to get up in the morning. I feel like they'd be like, just fuck off.
Or maybe a homeopath then, or someone who's fucking who's ridiculous themselves, so they listen to your ridiculousness. Like, if you go to a homeopath, you're wrong. I went to a homeopath before.
Did you?
Yeah. She told me I was allergic to the metal in my rings, which was titanium. No one's allergic to that.
It's like when someone says that they go to a chiropractor. I'm always worried. I'm like, are they going to go some weekend? They're going to get their spine snapped.
Yeah, it's. Look, I'll tell you what she did.
Okay, I'm very excited now.
She had this stick. It was like a little stick, and it was plugged into a machine, and the machine had a needle, and she was touching it off my fingers, and the needle was moving. And she was like, oh, take off your ring for a second. I took off my ring and the needle didn't move as much. And she was like, oh, you're allergic to your ring. And I'm like, no, you're putting an electric current into my finger to get the needle to move. And I've just taken a piece of metal off my fucking hand. You absolute quack.
Yeah.
And she's like, drink this water. Put 2 drops in water and drink it every day. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking with me right now? The amount of money that's just been paid. And you're like, put 2 drops of this. By the way, she had a fucking shelf that just had hundreds of bottles, and she just like grabbed 3 of them and mixed them together into 1 bottle, and she's like, put 3 drops of this in a bottle of water and drink it every day. And I'm like, you are fucking stealing a living.
Do you know, it's kind of like in Shrek 2 when they go in and they look at the potions.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
As if none of them turned me into a beautiful horse.
Yeah.
She was like, this will cure your asthma.
I'm a stallion.
Like, unreal.
This will cure your asthma, yeah.
Oh, we tried everything. My mum took me to see Padre Pio's gloves and everything. She's like, this will work for sure.
Irish people are so gas.
Yeah, for real.
So gas.
Yeah, she's like, the fella who, like, and it was so sad. Like, your man who owns the glove is in a nursing home. So you have to go to this nursing home. Actually, I say go. This man is long dead, I promise you, because he was tapping on the door there about 15 years ago when I went. You go into this nursing home. There's this man who can barely fucking. He doesn't know where he is, and he just gets his glove out of the cupboard, and you just say a prayer. I say he didn't even get out of bed. Someone like the glove was just in his cupboard. I'm like, why are you putting the man through this? Like,
did it cure your asthma?
No. As a matter of fact, it's been steadily downhill since I fucking touched that glove.
Yeah, you were very bad last week.
Yeah,
you couldn't breathe at all last week.
That was the culmination of about 6 weeks of illness.
Yeah.
I've just been sick. And last week I got very bad.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've been now out in the air and fucking playing golf, I'm waking up better as well.
Yeah.
Golf might be the cure for asthma, I don't know. If it was,
pass it on.
If it was, I wouldn't have got a buggy today and drove around it.
Yeah, but you had to go in a buggy because if you didn't, you would have died. So
yeah, I'd have made it off the first tee box and went home.
I don't even know what that means, but I'm so happy for you.
I'd hit the first ball of the day and walked into the car park.
Yeah. Do they still have a clubhouse there?
They do.
Is it food?
They do food sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those places.
I mean, I've been to Blarney more times the last 6 months for a carvery than I have for fucking golf. Like, so.
Oh yeah, true.
But what was the point of that?
I don't know.
Well, how did we get into homeopaths? We're bad tonight.
About you were saying, oh yeah, if you can get up early in the morning.
Oh yeah, fucking those people are diseased, right? Mm-hmm. It's a process. So I think when you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm still tired, I think you're supposed to be. You've just woken up, like.
It's the time where they have the least self-control. So like, I'll be like full ass aware that I need to have a shower. And I'll be like, nah. I'll go back to sleep for another 5 minutes. Then I get up and I have to rush the shower. And I'm just like, why am I making my life harder for myself? Do you know? And then I sit at my desk, like, and then Tom gets up to bring the dog for a walk because he's starting his day slightly later than me. And Tom has to make my coffee for me because I'm a little princess ass bitch. So I sit there.
I don't think so. I think if I had the option of someone bringing me coffee every morning, I would do that too. Like,
but I sit there, you know that meme? It's like the claymation man who looks really sad sitting at his desk. That's what I look like in the morning. That's why he makes me a coffee because he's like, I don't know, she's not doing too well in there. Like,
But you were in a bad mood because you just woke up. You woke up.
mm-hmm.
You're not asleep anymore. You have every right to be mad about that for an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's why people in the break up, they're like, "Oh, good morning." Is it? Is it a fucking good? Shut up! Shut your fucking hole and go
Then
away.
the issue with me then is once I'm awake, then I'm pleasant as all hell.
Yeah, you're supposed to be. You've gotten over it. Then you're like, "Oh, fine. I suppose I'm an hour closer to being asleep again.
Yeah.
So I can be happy now."
John, I love sleeping so much. Like, I love it so much. Like, you've no idea. Like, I just like I love getting to the end of that day, being allowed to get into that bed.
What's the longest you've ever slept for?
Oh, I think the longest I ever slept for was when I came back from Independence once. I think I slept for 14 hours.
Rookie numbers.
I know. One time you checked your fucking screen time and it told you had done 26 hours in a week. So
A day.
In a day, sorry.
Don't you?
Oh my God.
I wish it was 26 hours
What
a
is
week.
wrong with me? Like,
I went to sleep for a whole bank holiday weekend.
that's actually really good.
I went to sleep Friday. I got up twice for a piss over the course of Saturday and Sunday.
When was that?
Must have been probably 6 or 7 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
But see, that's probably all I slept that week.
Yeah,
like, so.
yeah, see, that's the thing. Yeah. And I...
Again,
like-
week on, if I could do week on, week off.
Yeah, I know, I get that. I get that wholeheartedly. I had to be up this morning. So the industry that I work in, if you're scheduling any maintenance, it has to be done out of hours and there has to be testing performed to make sure that everything is G. And I was on the project this morning, 5 a.m. I woke up at 4 and I had... Tom came home from work last night at like 1:30 and he wasn't asleep by the time he got home. So I got to sleep at 2 and I got up again at 4. So I had slept, guys, I don't know if you can do this maths. It's pretty difficult.
3 hours.
You actually kind of made me go, bleh.
Yeah. I saw your face go, fuck, I thought it was 2.
So anyway, I slept for 2 hours, got up, logged into the laptop, came in here, closed the door so that I didn't wake Tom. Then we finished up around 8. I brought the dog for a walk then and came home at 10:30. Went to sleep around 11 and kind of had broken sleep for a couple of hours. And like I feel like I got a giddy bang I had a gig tonight and I got a giddy bang in the middle of the gig. I started showing Tom because I read lyrics sometimes depending on the song during the song, and I started googling pictures of John Pork. Google John Pork, yeah. If you don't know who that is, I'm talking to the listener here now. But then I was making Tom giddy and it just got real like stupid. But like we weren't being unprofessional, but it was quite funny at the same time.
I think your job is to have fun, so there's no such thing as being unprofessional in that instance.
I love sleeping is the point of that. And I know I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and I'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like,
woke up again.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting up early if I can, if I've something to do.
Yeah.
Because like I'll give it to you now. 2 nights this week. What day are we?
Today is Sunday.
So Friday I was working. No, Saturday I was working. Yesterday, yeah, I was working.
What the fuck is that?
I'm malfunctioning. I was working yesterday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Are you gonna edit that out?
No, I was just checking the time.
I was like, that was funny. John, you're not funny. I was working yesterday. I don't know if I said.
Were you working yesterday?
No, I was off. I was working at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I went to bed early Friday night. And I woke up at 5:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday morning. And I was like, it's too early. I was working at 8.
Yeah.
So I had to leave my house at about 7:30. I was like, it's a bit early. And then I woke up at 6:30. And I was like, this will be an acceptable time to get up now. But I was like, I don't need to leave for another hour. So I just went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't have done. I should have just got up.
Yeah.
But then I would have thought myself diseased. I don't need that in my life.
See, I would have done that too. I would have gone back to sleep for the
Yeah.
extra. No doubt about it. Like.
And it happened this morning again as well because I was really tired yesterday. And I went to bed at 12. Look at me.
Nice.
And I had to be up this morning for 10.
Okay.
And I woke up at 6. And I was like, 4 hours early? I'm not about that.
Not a hope.
I woke up again at 9. And I was like, it'd be a really good idea to get up now.
Yeah.
But I don't need to get up
Mm-hmm.
for another hour.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Yeah.
And then, but when I woke up the 2 times on my own, I was like, I was alright, grand no sleep, like.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I was woken up by my fucking wretched phone and my lovely mother at 10 o'clock, I was like, I'm gonna fucking stab someone here now with a fucking iron.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really weird in the mornings. And like the funny thing then is like people are always like, because you know if I have a trip to Dublin for work, I have to be on. I leave the house at 5:30, so I get up at 4:30 because I do like a full face makeup and everything. I'm not about doing makeup on the train, just too self-conscious for that kind of shit. So I get up at 4:30 and I leave the house at 5:30, whatever. And people say to me, Jesus Christ, like I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, I love that then.
Oh yeah, I completely contradicted myself. The point of my thing was I don't mind getting up when I have something to get up for.
Yeah.
When I woke up, I was cranky.
Yeah.
But when I got up, I was fine.
Yeah. I love having like something different to do.
Like I'm working tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Here we are.
And I won't mind getting up for that.
Yeah. But it almost feels exciting for some reason. If it's an ungodly hour.
I think it might be a fucking donkey brain thing where like if I have something to do.
Yeah. It stimulates your brain.
Yeah, regardless of what even if it's boring, if I have something to do, I'm on the go, I'm doing bits.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting up and going. Like I had to go to Eason's.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been 2 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing bits in the afternoon, so I was like, I have to get up. All I need is a half an hour extra to my day now to go down to Eason's, get a few pens. I needed pens.
Okay.
And I didn't do it for 11 days in a row. So I just ordered pens on Amazon.
Okay.
Because that was not doing bits. That was going to Eason's. It wasn't exciting. And I knew for a fact as well, I was kind of putting it off because if I go to Eason's to get pens, I'm getting €100 worth of stationery.
Okay.
Because I like stationery. I'm like, oh, that'll motivate. It won't. It's just a waste of time.
In fact, I've seen a lot of it in your van of late.
Yeah. There's more in this bag.
Okay.
I walked into a shop to get... it was actually the post office to get a stamp.
Yeah.
And I bought 4 notebooks.
Yeah.
They're all blank.
I do love a flip notebook for work.
Yeah.
But I have one.
But I bought one, and when I went to the van, I was like, actually I bought 2. Excuse me, Jesus. I put one in my bag. I was like, I'll put a spare one in the glove box now. And I opened the glove box and there was already one in there.
Okay. Yeah.
I love stationery.
I feel like it would be a really handy thing for you if you actually had somebody managing your cards for you. You know what I mean?
The cards?
Yeah, like someone going around with you and you'd say, I'm going to buy this. And they go, no, actually, John, I'm not giving you access to your debit card because on the 5th
my bank cards. God, yeah.
Yeah. On the 5th of the 2nd, you bought a notebook already.
PSA, if there's a service out there, I've changed my microphone style
due to the
for
seriousness.
this now. If there's a service out there anyone can tell me about, right, where someone takes all your money away from you.
The government?
The tax man. And just gives you an allowance every week and doesn't make you feel like a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's the important bit, because I could definitely get someone to do it, but I'd be like, oh, I can't buy that because my mum won't give me my money. It has to be a professional service.
I'd be the worst person.
And it has to cost money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like spending money. That's the problem here.
Yeah, that's actually the root cause, yeah.
So if anyone knows of a service that does that.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, just put your money into this account and then set up a direct debit. I'm like, that doesn't work because I have access to all my fucking accounts.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, oh, I've spent my €200 for this week, there's all my other money I can just access. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah, you see, and the problem is that it was actually really handy before when the credit union didn't. They had online so you could view your balances, but now they have online that you can do transfers.
Now I can just whole ass take my money.
Yeah. You can transfer from your savings account into your bank account, no
Yep.
bother. And if you've ever had a loan with them before, it's automatically set up that your bank account is there, so you can just transfer money.
And also, I don't want one of these savers accounts where you need 48 hours notice to get at the money, because if there's an emergency, I will need my money.
Yeah.
So what I need is somebody who has access to my money, and they give me my allowance, and if I say I need €500 now, they'll go, for what?
Yeah.
And if I say, listen, I don't know if you know this, but you can get the van spray painted and it looks really cool, and they're like, you don't need that, you're not getting your €500. But if I'm like, oh, the engine fell out, they'll be like, here is your money.
Yeah.
I think what I'm describing here is a wife.
Yeah, I think I didn't want to say it, right? I didn't want to say it. I was going to say a partner, because
a joint account.
You know,
is what I
a joint
mean.
account is somebody like John. Why the fuck did you take €500 out of the machine? To,
Yeah.
Oh, so
about that.
look out the window.
I bought a
The
coffee
van-
table,
yeah.
but I can't fit it in the front door. So,
Yeah, so-
now it's a garden coffee
Yeah,
table.
yeah. It's really cool, and it has an elf on it.
It has roller skate wheels, so you can move it around.
Yeah, down Fitzgerald's Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at now, financially.
So he wants a wife, and he actually has a few bob. That's a selling point.
Listen, I have too much money. I need a wife. That's a problem that they should run. I have
Yeah.
too much money. Can
Generational
somebody
wealth as well.
please what?
Generational wealth. You're waiting for the parents to, so that you get the, they're sitting on a fortune. I'm trying to sell it.
Oh yeah, okay. As long as you know that they're not. But
No, I know they're not.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in for a huge
Inheritance.
like my inheritance is going to be a burden. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
So
He's
I've
actually worried that it's going to change him. Like,
I'm worried that people will only be friends with me for my money.
yeah, that's the only reason I'm friends with him.
Yeah, you're waiting for that sweet kickback.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows, if anyone who can solve this problem for me, that I've got too much money.
If you're a gold digging bitch
Yeah.
with a nice heart,
A gold digging bitch with an open mind.
Yes.
Because eventually you might realise that I might make it past 40. So.
and also he loves parades.
My favourite fucking thing
He
in
loves a
this
good
whole
parade.
world is a goddamn parade.
He loves a fucking parade.
I need to figure out the minimum amount of people that can be involved for it to be considered a parade.
Right. So here's what I think. I think you have to have a minimum of 2 audience members for the parade. And I think you have to have at least 4 things participating in the parade. Be it 4 GAA clubs, or the karate club, or 2 yoga instructors. It has to be that kind of vibe.
If I had 10 people, would you consider it a parade?
Yeah.
Be short-lived, but it'd be a parade, I suppose.
It'd be a parade, like.
I suppose if you're cute about it, you could have it short enough that they could lap back around.
Exactly. Then there'll be 20 people, right?
Well, it's infinite people, really.
Yeah, when you think about it. Yep.
I'll get some sponsor prizes, then I'll go down to Quish's or something, and I'll be like, I'm having a parade, can you sponsor a prize?
The guy's big news. We have a Centra in Ballincollig now. Big fucking news.
Oh, Quish's is gone, isn't it?
There's
Is it
2
Quish's
Quish's.
Centra?
Yeah, so it's Quish's Centra.
Fucking hell. We're coming up in the world.
Centra, like,
We don't have 2 super values anymore. That's
Only
robbed our
one.
identity.
I know.
We used to have 2 Aldi's, 2 super values.
Yeah, we're a town of weirdness, like,
Yeah, it's not 2 Aldi territory, like.
Can I talk about a customer service thing before we finish up?
It's going to make me mad.
No, it's not that.
Do you want to do it post-credit?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool. Yeah, we're going to end the episode here.
Yeah, we're definitely going to end it here.
Yeah, it came full circle. Parades to parades. The first thing I brought up was parades. The last thing you brought up was parades. Well done. That was a beautiful...
Thank you. Thank you. That was the intention.
Yeah. Have a good one. Subscribe and all that. If you're new to the podcast, crack. We'll see you later.
Oh, without them,
Jason.
coming for a short while.
Is this going to make me mad before you start?
No, it's not going to make you mad. But I went to the Lidl in Toker. I'm going to full ass say where it was.
Did someone wrong you?
No.
Okay.
And like I was going to a friend's house and I just had a few bits. Like I was just like, I got a few bits to bring to the party, like sweets and things like that. And so I could sit in the corner going,
Hey, you guys, I'll just be over here.
and they were like, "Oh, can we have a sweet?" yeah. But anyway, I put them up on the conveyor belt, and there was a person ahead of me.
Like,
My friend.
my brain was already after skipping on. So when you were like, I put them on the conveyor belt, I was like, whose house has a fucking conveyor belt?
Mine.
We're back
baby.
in Lidl.
So I was in Lidl anyway. I put stuff up on the conveyor, and that was fine. There was a guy ahead of me, and he obviously knew the person that was serving, and that was fine. And so they were chatting away, and then she started scanning my stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that's okay." Like, she didn't say hello to me first. He stood there for the whole transaction. She scanned everything through. I just went like, the Lidl Plus app. I just kind of reached over and just scanned it because I was like, I don't know at what point in this transaction I'm supposed to do it. It accepted it, so I said grand. And she didn't say cash or card, nothing. I just literally went, tapped my phone and just walked away. She didn't say one word. She continued talking to your man the whole time. And I remember years ago being in a shopping centre or being in the supermarket with my granny, and she let her one scan everything through. She was talking to one of the other staff members, and she let her scan everything through. And then when she got to the end of it, she's like, "You can go back and start that again now." And she was like, "What?" And she's like, "You talked through that whole transaction." It's like, "I don't know, have you scanned things twice or not, because you weren't concentrating, so go back to the start." It reminded me of that. But I was walking out, and you have the big fucking faces. Like, did we do good?
You just fucking drop kicked that sad face.
I didn't touch it, but I was like, fuck it.
Are you so fucking meek that you won't even hit the sad face in a supermarket button?
I don't know, like, I kind of feel like it wouldn't specifically know which one
You were unhappy with your experience in Lidl. That is what that button's for.
I know, but I didn't want, in case it reflected badly on somebody else, I didn't want to do that. But she was just ignorant, like.
But it's your experience is what you're rating, not any individual.
Yeah, but anyway, I know how those fucking stupid things work, and then you could be 1% away from your fucking target for the year, and then you got one extra sad face, so you don't get your bonus.
You think they get bonuses?
They probably don't. But anyway, I'm just saying, I don't hit the thing, but I was laughing when I was walking out. But it was just so ignorant. Like, she just beeped everything through, and then she was just like, she didn't even say thanks, nothing. It was just like, I was like, so for the first time in my life, I didn't say thank you or anything. I just took my stuff and left. And I was like,
I suppose that is a big step for you.
I walked out like vibrating. I was like,
I have been in this situation before.
Mm-hmm.
One time I was in, is it Londis on the Grand Parade? That tiny shop?
Cost cutter.
And I was at the till, and there was a fella standing there. And after about two whole ass minutes of me standing there, I realised your man hadn't scanned or paid or anything. And I realised that he was just standing there chatting to the fella behind the counter. And so I kind of gave one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And your man was like, "Oh." And the fella just stood off to the side. And I went up and I put my stuff down, and he kept talking. And I was
just
asked
for something that is behind the counter, like if you wanted to buy cigarettes in that situation, you feel uncomfortable talking over him, like.
No, I leapt into the middle of his sentence. So they were talking away, and as he was talking, I was like, "And can I get a?" And he was like, "Oh yeah," and he went and got the wrong thing, and I was like, "No, blah," and he got the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were still chatting away, and your man was like, "Oh, cash or card?" And I was like, "Card." And he's like, "Yeah, you can tap away there."
Yeah.
The screen had displayed the information that said, "Would you like any cash back?" So I just stood there with my card in my hand, staring at your man. And he was like, talking. He goes, "Oh yeah, you tap away there." I said, "No, it's not ready yet." And he looked down. He's like, "Oh," and he picked it up and pressed the thing, put it back down. He's like, "You can tap away there when you're ready." And I stuck my card in, and I was like, "Can you?" I turned to your man he was talking to, and I was like, "Can you take a step back there?" And he was standing really close to me. I was like, "I'm using my card machine." And he was like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever." Like, and I I did the
granny cover.
I like nearly climbed on top of the counter to cover it, and I can put in my pin. But I was just like, Come on, guy.
Yeah, come on.
And another time was in a supermarket. Your woman was talking to someone else who worked there, and I just started making loads of noise on the conveyor belt. So I was like moving the bottles around and crunching stuff, and I was hoping it would interrupt her. It didn't.
No,
But I had fun. I had fun.
But you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Also, you know that fast food place in the middle of Wilton Shopping Centre, because like, you know, they couldn't have anything recognisable, which, you know, slay. The High Cafe.
The start again is mine from now on, though. I'm going to do that.
Oh yeah, my granny granny used to do that. Yeah.
Start again.
But the High Cafe, I went there with my granny yesterday in Wilton, and we were like, oh, shall we go in here? Because like we were going to go to the Model Farm for our lunch, and I was like, every fucking time we go to the Model Farm, it's like 50 quid for us. Like, do you know what I mean? And we kind of do it every second go. And I was like, will we just go here? Because we used to go there when I was a baby, and we always talk about that. Blah blah blah.
Baby eating burgers.
I was like a 2-year-old eating chips, probably like. Everything is explained anyway. But we were in there and we were like, oh, this will be grand. I can, it'll be a little bit less expensive than going to the Model Farm. It was still €32. We got like a hamburger meal and a chicken goujon meal. It was 32 quid.
Do you know what I hate
Country's
about?
gone to the dogs.
I hate about it now though.
Yeah.
Is the attitude.
Right. Yeah.
Is somebody will turn. It happened to me. It was either last weekend or the week before. At some point, someone turned around to me and they were like, "Oh, I went to blah for food," and I was like, "Oh, I've wanted to try that place."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! You're right there. You are, Sonia. Just fucking leapt over the moon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about that place. I really want to try it." And they're like, "Oh, it's very reasonable as well." Me and one of my friends went there recently, and for the two of us, it was like, I think it was only about €86, and I was like, stop now a minute. Did you just say it's very reasonable? It only cost the two of us 86 fucking, like, you should be outraged.
Yeah.
Not it's very reasonable.
Like even when we were in the 3 Arena recently, I think for 4 we got 2. We got like we looked behind the bar and we were like, what'll we get? And we were like, oh look, West Coast Cooler Rosé, like that's grand. So we got 4, we got 2 each, like in a pint glass, and it was €32. And Nim and I were like, that was actually not too bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I telling the story back to Tom today, and I was like, now that I think of it, that's €8 again.
You got ripped off. Yeah. Or people like, oh, pint's only $6.20 in there. I'm like,
yeah. That's probably fucking very cheap for a pint nowadays, so I don't know how much a pint costs.
It is around the €6 mark, but people are like, oh, it's only $6.20 for a pint in there. I'm like, yeah, you can just get fisted in the bar and you're happy about it now, is it?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
All we're saying is, the country's gone to the dogs.
Yeah.
To be grand if they could only put a roof on it.
Yeah.
Bring back Eddie Hobbs.
Bring back Eddie. Where the fuck is Eddie Hobbs?
I think he evaporated in 2009.
He's definitely right wing, isn't he?
I don't think so. He was always... Is this the good one? No.
Yeah, Eddie Hobbs. No, right wing is bad.
Okay.
Well, I mean, depends on what way you look at it. Like, to me, it's bad.
Okay.
Someone called me flat white generation the other day, which I thought was hilarious. And they also said that I'm a classic case of lefty wokeism, and it's the best thing anyone's ever said to me.
Do people think that calling someone woke is an insult? Is that why they do it?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, I am. Oh, sorry, I care about people. Sorry about that.
Oh, I respect other people's right to do... Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's an insult. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. What do we call them?
Cunts.
Brainwashed little freaks.
Yeah, brainwashed little freaks. Yeah.
Love that. BLFs.
Yeah.
Bliffs.
I'm going to go.
You're going to go...
I'm going to go home now.
Sip girl?
Right, guys. Have a lovely week. Look after yourselves. Thanks for listening. If anyone has anything they'd like to hear 2 fucking Egypts talk about, let me know.
I feel like we've covered a lot today, but as always, I have absolutely no idea what we talked about. All I can remember is that for some reason, one of us brought up George Foreman.
You brought up George Foreman.
Did I?
It was you. Yeah.
Nice.
Lean, mean.